Hello and good morning. Good morning. So in this video, I'm going to talk about Mercury retrograde, and this is the first Mercury retrograde of 2024 because in 2023 we were going through Mercury retrograde in December and it carried on until January, but it was still Mercury retrograde of 2023. But April 1st is the first Mercury retrograde of the year. And it is in Aries. You know, Aries are feisty. Like, they like to argue. They like to, they're not gonna, you can't try to get over on the Aries. They are gonna fight for themselves. Mercury retrograde in Aries fires up tempers in 2024. Yeah, Aries has a temper. How to chill, how to stay calm, how to not flip out, how to not lose your shit in this this Mercury retrograde. Yeah, let's get into it. So the article that I'm going to use is called astrostyle.com, and the name of it is Mercury retrograde in Aries fires up tempers in 2024, how to chill. It was published 4 days ago. So I want to see what it says. I didn't read it. I usually read the article like when I come online. I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it with you so we could see what it's gonna say. But I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can tap on the link and you can see the article for yourself. So the first full Mercury retrograde cycle of 2024 arrives April 1st, the galactic guardian of communication, because Mercury is the planet of communication. So the Mercury planet, texts are going to be miscrewed, plans are going to be delayed. There is always going to be something. Anything that has to do with technology is going to get messed up. Anything that has to do with communication is going to get messed up. So prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves for the miscommunications. Technology and travel reverses courses in Aries until April 25th. Damn. So that means that it lasts April 1st until April 25th. We're going to be going through mishaps, a whole bunch of stuff. Oh my God, that's a long time. That's more than 3 weeks. Because the 14th, wow. Okay, here's your guide to Mercury retrograde in Aries plus your sign's horoscope. I'm not going to go into the horoscopes because I'm not an astrologer. I just want to talk about what's going to happen in Mercury retrograde. So here we go again. The first Mercury retrograde of the year arrives Monday, April 1st, in feisty, impatient Aries. The year actually started off with Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. That's what I was saying. But the cycle began in December 2023 and ended on New Year's Day 2024. That means Mercury retrograde in Aries, which ends on April 25th, is the first full cycle we'll experience so far this year. It's the first full Mercury retrograde. So now it's like just a whole bunch of shit, a whole bunch of stuff. Stuff is going to be happening. And it's like, oh my God. There are 4 Mercury retrograde cycles in 2024, and it's moving in for almost the entire month of April. That's what I was saying. Like April 1st until the 25th. I was like, that's more than 3 weeks. That's more than 2 weeks. Like, oh my God. But let me continue. Add in the total solar eclipse on April 8th and a couple of other challenging transits will predict April will be the most intense month of 2024. Oh my God. So there's going to be an eclipse too in April. So we're going to be in Mercury retrograde April 1st through April 25th. And then there's an eclipse, a solar eclipse. People are going to start acting crazy. All right, let me see. Let's read Mercury retrograde in Aries. What to expect? Who's in charge around here? Hands are raised and no one's backing down while Mercury stumbles backwards through dominating Aries. You may feel impatient and ready to spring into action, yet the battle plan remains unclear. Uh-oh. Expect to downshift on a few things you're working on, possibly even losing some hard-won ground or being sent back to the drawing board, having to start all over. In all things, instead of jamming on the accelerator, tap the brakes, like slow down, pause, wait. Hold your fire and use the 3 week cycle to be proactive and ready your plans for when Mercury straightens out on April 25th. So it's 3 weeks of everything just going crazy. Like, oh my God. Here's a strategy that can help you during Mercury retrograde. As with all the Mercury retrograde cycles, we lean on the re, instead of starting anything new. So instead of doing things new, just do it again. Like restart it. Like just don't start anything from scratch. Don't start nothing new. Just wait. Just wait it out. That means focusing on activities and start with the prefix re, which means to go back. Like reviewing all your contracts before you sign. Like make sure you sign in the right shit, because I'm always saying I'm not signing anything. Don't sign any contracts in April. Read it, get a lawyer, review it, review all your contracts before you sign it. Make sure you sign in something that you want. Renewing your commitments rather than making new ones. Renewing your commitments rather than making new ones. Reuniting with old friends and family. Redecorating a room. Rekindling a romance, may not with an ex though. But if one surfaces, it's usually to bring closure, not necessarily because they got away. I was like, rekindling a room. I don't like nobody from the past. It's like, oh hell no. Okay, I could deal with redecorating the room, reuniting with old friends and family. That's no. Renewing your commitments rather than making new ones. I don't know. Let's see, because I don't like to go backwards, and this is like saying kind of like to go backwards. I'm like, what? Like this is kind of. I never read an article like this. For more tips on what to do during Mercury retrograde, see our classic article. Mercury retrograde in Aries can make us a bit impolite, rude. Communication in all forms, electronics to your conversations and interactions with people. So the way you communicate and your thought process are affected from April 1st through April 25th during Mercury retrograde. So that's conversations, communications, any way you communicate. It could be through email, text, phone, any way you communicate, it can be affected. You may suddenly be forgetful or foggy or say the wrong thing. Mercury retrograde in Aries can make you a bit impolite. You have been warned. So I don't think it's impolite. It's like rude. Yeah, you could be rude. You have to have a difficult conversation. Try not to do it while Mercury is in retrograde in Aries. Why? If you start to suppress anger, which is an Aries theme, or stuff down frustration or passion, it will come out sideways and possibly explosively. Imagine if you shake up a bottle and spray it all over the room. That's the effect of what can happen during Mercury retrograde. So find a way to express yourself in a way that doesn't happen. One way to do that is to have a tough conversation before or after the Mercury retrograde in Aries cycle, if you can. But be mindful of the Mercury retro shade. 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after a Mercury retrograde cycle, when we can feel the effects of the retrograde. So you can feel the effects now. Thinking of buying some new wheels, maybe don't right now. Mercury retrograde also affects transportation and travel. If you're looking for a new car or anything with wheels, that's Mercury's domain. Wait to make the purchase after the Mercury goes direct. Use the April 2024 Mercury retrograde in Aries to do your research. So it's like, look it up. Do your research on it before you sit there and buy it. Like, you don't want to make a purchase because that's a big purchase. To make a purchase like that during retrograde, it's like, don't do it during retrograde. Like, just do your research, look up information before you make a big purchase like that. We recommend you wait a little while longer if you can for when Jupiter, the planet of luck, goes into Gemini for a year on May 25th. Gemini is the zodiac's transportation sign ruled by Mercury. Okay, so Jupiter and Gemini is the zodiac transportation sign. Okay, that's, I didn't know that. Gemini is the transportation sign. Your horoscope for April 2024, Mercury retrograde in Aries. Below are horoscopes for every zodiac sign for the Mercury retrograde in Aries from April 1st through the 25th of 2024. You may read for your sun sign or your rising sign ascendant. Visit our cosmic calculator section if you want to calculate your rising sign or discover more about your personal astrology. So this, it has all of the signs. I guess I'm gonna just read it. Aries. Aries. Hold on. Oh, he's putting. Aries, March 19th through April 19th. Aries birthday sign. Retro themed birthday celebration, anyone? Social Mercury kicks off 3-week retrograde in April 1st, highlighting the past. Oh, don't you hate? I don't hate. But the past. This doesn't have to be a downer for you. Ram. A downer for you, Ram? The trick is to focus on nostalgia instead of barreling horns down towards your future. Since the retrograde takes place in Aries and your first house of identity, consider this: a 3-week appreciation tour of your own personal history. Dig through your archives of papers, photos, half-finished projects. This can help you recall parts of yourself that you don't want to bring back and potentially pursue as a new path. So it's like, look into your path and you see things that you don't like about the past, and you don't bring them into your future. That's what it's saying. Taurus, April 19th through April 20th. Taurus, it is fantasy or reality. Like, what's real? Communicator Mercury turns retrograde in Aries and your introspective 12th house. So, like, this is astrology. So you have to know your houses. It's like all the houses from 1 through 12. You can always go to Astro Cafe. You put your name, your birthday, and if you know your time of birth, you can get your free birth chart, and you'll know every house, what sign is in every house. But back to the article. From April 1st through the 25th, you find yourself sinking into an emotional swamp or tilting at imaginary windmills. But you've got a choice, Taurus. You can wallow in old wounds and fears. Like, don't think about the past, like making you feel fucked up, like making you feel sad and scared. Like, nah, we're supposed to grow, heal, and evolve and get over the things that happened in the past. Get over it. I know, get over it. It's like, so like, it's not that easy. But you know, that's the only way to get past it, is that we have to overcome it and we have to grow, heal, and evolve from the things that traumatized us and hurt us in the past. Taurus, you can wallow in old wounds and fears, or you can let the heavy vibe of Mercury retrograde in Aries inspire you to finally get closure. Replay the old scenarios, but splice in a new ending, one in which you walk away victorious and confident in a brighter future. So it's like you make the best of it, because you could be thinking about the past and you can be sad, you can be scared, but it's like, you know what? We have to grow, we have to heal, we have to evolve. You've got to overcome all these things that happened in the past and let it go. Like, that's how you have closure, and just let it go. The next sign is Gemini. This is May 20th through June 20th. Wait, no. Gemini, you shouldn't post that meme. Your ruler, expressive Mercury, turns retrograde and backs up Aries and your 11th house of community and technology. And from April 1st through the 25th, cynical humor could miss its mark and wind up getting you canceled. So it said a lot right there, but it's like, think twice about the things that you post online. It could be a meme, it could be something you think is funny and everybody else doesn't think it's funny. Like, why would you post that? Why would you say that? Or, you know, you might not be able to avoid skirmishes with friends during Mercury retrograde in Aries, but you can prevent things from getting out of control by halting angry text threads. Like, don't be angry when you text it back and you're just angry, texting fast, spelling everything wrong. Like, calm down. Like, wait. Halting angry text threads and requesting a face-to-face conversation. By the same token, be on guard for uncharacteristic backbiting or shaming in your voice. Make it your mission to create or maintain a safe space for all. Gemini, that's like, don't be mean. Don't be mean. And backbiting, shaming, like, Geminis can be mean, but make it your mission to create and maintain a safe space for everybody. Here's Gemini. Gemini is June 20th through July 22nd. One of your big goals could get temporarily sidelined. Cancer. Communicator Mercury kicks off 3 weeks retrograde in Aries. That's your 10th house of professional ambitions. From April 1st through April 25th, without seeing it coming, you could lock horns with an authority figure, important client, or a male role model. So lock horns, that could be like you could end up in an argument or something. Lock horns, you could not get along, not be on the same page. The backspin of Mercury retrograde in Aries can feel like walking through a minefield, but the trick is not taking misunderstandings personally. Hit pause, look around, and see how you might step into your leadership to redirect things. Whatever your job description, you're still the captain of the good ship. That was Cancer. So Cancer's was kind of good. You can end up not getting along, misunderstandings, but you're still the captain of the good ship. So you have to hit a pause and try to make everything okay, you know. Leo, July 22nd through August 22nd. Frustration could mount as Messenger Mercury turns retrograde in Aries, your ninth house of travel and adventure. From April 1st through the 25th, you might feel like your wings are clipped or you're on an annoyingly short leash. This could be coming from work, a relationship, or a general sense of stuckness. Oh my God. Like, you don't want to feel stuck. That's the worst feeling, to feel stuck. You may feel like your wings are clipped or you're annoyingly short on a leash. Like, there's things that you can't do, you're not able to do. And it can be from many things, but it's like, don't wallow, Leo. Use the pivot point in Mercury retrograde in Aries to send you off to a new direction or a plan, a retreat for when Mercury straightens out. Begin held back could be just a thing to light a fire under you. Being held back. So all the things that are limiting you and you feel stuck, it's like it could be just a thing to light a fire in you, and then just wait until after retrograde is over. That's the 25th. It's gonna be different. And then you'll want to do something else. You'll want to go out there and do something else with your time. And you can feel like you're being restricted. and you're stuck and you can't do anything. Yeah, when Mercury retrograde is over, it's gonna be over. You're gonna be out. You're gonna be doing all the things that you wanted to do and you felt like you couldn't do. But Virgo, August 22nd through September 22nd. The devil is in the details with Mercury retrograde in Aries. And he could also be lurking in the shadows. So train your Hawkeye vision in the hidden areas. Your ruler is observant, Mercury. And while retrograde in detail-minded Aries, your emotionally charged 8th house from April 1st through the 25th, you may feel overwhelmed by anger. Oh my God, don't be mad. Anger, competition, or jealousy. Get a handle on whether your suspicions have some grounding or if the negativity might be your own projecting. It's like you could be driving yourself crazy, thinking things that are not it. This backspin is a perfect time to review and reconsider your own trust issues. That was Virgo. Virgo. Overwhelmed by anger, competition, or jealousy. This is you're gonna start. You're gonna be feeling all these kind of feelings, and it's like you gotta review yourself and your own emotions. Reconsider all of your feelings and your emotions, your own trust issues. You cause problems for yourself when you start thinking things that are not true. You know. Libra, September 23rd through October 22nd. Relationship woes. You thought you put to bed could rear up starting April 1st. Blame it on Mercury retrograde in Aries and your seventh house of partnerships. This backspin could churn up conflict or miscommunication with a significant other, but it can also shine a light on imbalances in the union. So it could be things that are not right on the path, on the track of the relationship. It'll just make you think about it. The miscommunication, the conflict. Like you're gonna be going through all that stuff. So before you cry yourself a river, Libra, do a reality check. Are you giving more than you're receiving? Are you getting your needs met? An ex could resurface, or you may find yourself ruminating about the one that got away. Gently explore, but hold off any big decisions until the big messenger planet straightens out on April 25th. Mercury is the messenger planet. Mercury is the planet of communication. So it's like a lot of communication within your sign. This is for all signs. The way you communicate, it's gonna get affected. It will be affected. So it's like, just calm down. Just calm down. Don't freak out. Don't be angry because it is in Aries. Mercury retrograde is in Aries. Everybody's going to be mad and over emotional. Communications are going to get scattered. It's just going to get messed up. And then it's not anyone's fault. It's because Mercury is in retrograde. Technology mishaps. What is it? When you have reservations for something, make sure your reservation is secured, because reservations, something can be wrong with the technology. You book a flight and then you go to the flight and then there's no flight booked, and you're gonna be mad. So just make sure that everything is right. You send a message, make sure the message is sent, because you could sit there and write the message and not send it. That's a form of communication mishap. You think you sent something and you didn't send it. So it's just a lot that can go wrong during this time. We'll do Scorpio. October 22nd through November 21st. An ounce of prevention and preventative medicine is worth 3 weeks of cure starting April 1st. Messenger Mercury goes through retrograde in Aries, backing up through your sixth house of work and wellness until April 25th. An ounce of preventive medicine? Like, I don't. Okay. Even if you're fighting shake, go out of your way to eat clean, wash your hands regularly, and avoid Avoid boost your immunity with vitamin C and probiotics. Staying organized can be a challenge during Mercury retrograde in Aries. Make a point not to multitask or overbook. Research systems for keeping your data and physical objects sorted and systemized. I'm a Scorpio, and this was like off. Not off because I don't take medicine. I'm not sick. There's nothing going on. 3 weeks cure. I'm like, what? Cure for what? Backing up through your sixth house, work and wellness, but it's saying to eat clean. Fitness and shape, go out of your way to eat clean, wash your hands regularly, and avoid boost. Okay, it's talking about health, being healthy, being clean. Like, I'm like, okay, let's see Sagittarius. November 21st through December 21st. You could experience a blast from your romantic past, April 1st, or over the next 3 weeks. As communicator Mercury spins backward in Aries, your fifth house of passion and creativity on until April 25th. Don't be surprised if you hear from a long lost friend or an ex looking to spark things up again. But it's up to you, Sagittarius, to decide whether this former flame deserves a second chance. If you got serious doubts, it's probably not worth risking getting burned twice. Healthy connections may deepen powerfully during Mercury retrograde in Aries. If you're ready to move on from a romance, use this time to mourn and feel all the feelings. So it's like during this time, we're going to be emotional. We're going to be feeling all these feelings. And it's like just feel the feelings, feel it out, and you'll know what to do. Capricorn, December 21st through January 19th. Home could be a hotbed of activity over the coming 3 weeks as Mercury retrograde in Aries is in your domestic fourth house. Alas, the vibe may be more stressful and chaotic than anyone would prefer. Misunderstandings abound with everyone, from demanding relatives to a difficult landlord. It's time to make some big changes in your space. Start the research process on how you can move forward once Mercury turns direct on April 25th. So that's probably talking about you probably talking about moving out or finding a new place to go. Misunderstandings. You're gonna have misunderstandings with everyone, but that's because the Mercury is in retrograde and it's the planet of communication. So the way you communicate with everyone is just gonna be out of whack. I'm sorry, Capricorn. But Aquarius, January 19th through February 18th. Yes, you want to speak the truth, but don't get caught with chunky soul sneaker in your mouth. Aquarius, expressive Mercury kicks off a 3 week backspin in Aries on April 1st, sparking your third house communication corner April 25th. Choose your words carefully and reflect on what you're going to say before you speak or post on socials. Even then, there's a good chance you'll be misconstrued during Mercury retrograde in Aries. It's not your fault, Aquarius, but you don't want to get canceled. If you're feeling unprepared to pitch, hold important sales calls or brainstorming sessions until the messenger planet straightens out. Messenger planet is Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. So next is Pisces. Pisces, February 18th through March 20th. Double check those credit card statements and review your receipts. Errors and glitches will be more the rule than the exception during Mercury's backspin through Aries and your second house of finances. So it's like check your money because everything could get out of whack. Money could get a little funny during Mercury retrograde in Aries, so pay attention and don't just assume that everyone is as honest as you are. Your cash flow could suddenly get a bit tight, possibly requiring you to take on temporary side hustle, but it's profitable and fun. It might be worth hanging on to. And that's it for the signs. So let me see. When is the next Mercury retrograde? Mercury retrograde returns in late summer of 2024. Oh my God. So it's going to happen again in the summer. Splitting its time in two zodiac signs in Virgo and Leo. The next full Mercury retrograde in 2024 begins August 4th and ends August 28th. So that's the one in the summer, is it? Yeah. The margin of error will be great while Mercury breaks up through finicky Virgo until August 14th. Egos will be especially fragile once Mercury retreats into Leo from August 14th through August 28th. Wow. So that is it. So I am going to put the link to this article in the description box. I'm going to put the timestamps for the signs because I went through all the signs because I guess this is Astrostyle. So it's about like horoscope, astrology podcast, everything. And it was Mercury retrograde in Aries. It fires up tempers. We're just, it's the planet of communication. So communication is going to be off. You're going to have misunderstandings. Messages not going to get sent. And it's just going to be a lot of stuff just out of whack. Just know that this is what's going to be happening on April 1st. And Mercury is going to be in retrograde until April 24th, 25th. Like, oh my God, that's a long time. That's 3 weeks of things just acting up. Like people gonna be acting up. And it's gonna be because Mercury's in retrograde. So it's like just be aware, and be careful. Always leave with love. Bye.